Hello, welcome to Off Grid Thoughts channel. This video is about the 7.2 volt Makita cordless drill project. I had put up a video that more or less, that was kind of the last video because I really had completed everything that I was doing to the drill itself. However, there was one more thing I was going to do regarding a way to charge the batteries off grid, and I have completed that. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of show you what I've done to the charger. Now, what this charger is, as previously described in the previous video about this Makita cordless drill, this particular charger is a DC charger for 6 and 7 cell nickel metal hydride battery packs. In this case, this is a 6 cell pack. It's 4,800 milliamp hours, or the equivalent of 4.8 amp hours. So as far as being able to charge this battery, I had put this dock station, or converted it to this charger to a dock station right here, and so I could either plug it into like a modern charger, or like a hobby charger, just have some kind of a way to hook a charger into the nickel metal hydride pack. Well, this is still very much an option. This fits very well in this box here. However, this charger is very compact, which makes it very convenient. There's not, there's not much to carry around with this charger. And this is a Traxxas 2975. It's for radio control cars and trucks. But it came with a cigarette lighter adapter, and I'm not really a fan of cigarette lighter plugs. So what I wanted to do was, convert this just to have battery clamps. So, and I know what some of you might be thinking out there, to the people that do things themselves. Sometimes it's hard to find a good quality battery clamp, especially when there's the smaller clamps. I ran across a solution for that. And this is going to kind of integrate into the next segment. We'll see how long this video runs, but I have another cordless drill that I converted. From using an 18 volt nickel cadmium battery to converting it to use lithium ion batteries. So where that comes in is that I bought it's essentially a dock station, but the intended use for it is to use a tool battery to jump start a small car, and as a result, the little dock station, it came with very good quality clamps. They're not too large. Pretty much they've got, I believe it's about 12 gauge wiring, but it's very good quality. I'll just kind of bring the dock station over here, and this will be in a separate segment about the other drill, which is right here. This one, the dock station itself for the other drill is, I've converted it to use a Dean's T-plug. This is a female connector, so I could charge the battery on this drill from this hobby charger. So that's where I got the clamps from, as I removed it from this dock station. So I'll set this aside and kind of get back to this. Now this had a Traxxas T-plug, not a T-plug, a Traxxas connector, so I put an adapter, so that's like a male Dean's T-plug. So what I've done here is I've added the high quality clamps, so I don't have a cigarette lighter plug. And then I've taken an ATC, they call it ATC medium fuse holder with 12 gauge wires, and I've added a 5 amp ATC medium fuse. So this is 5 amps. And this is pretty much, like a water, resistant design. So I wouldn't call it waterproof, but it's it's pretty good as far as keeping out too much moisture or water from getting on there. So it has a cap here. You can just put it on there, and so I'm going to go ahead and push that on because I haven't done that. So now it's on. So it makes it pretty convenient to, if you need to put a new fuse or check the fuse, you can just pull it right out. You could put one of those glass fuses if you want, but I just chose to use one of these. And because this would be connected to a 12 volt, either a 12 volt automotive battery or an off-grid solar 12 volt battery, such as a LiPo 4, like a LiPo 4 12.8 volt battery, something like that. And when you're making this, you need to remember you need enough wire so you can get to each side of the battery post. So in this case, I've come down this far, just so I know I've got enough length there. But essentially, this has shortened up quite a ways. But what a person could do if you wanted to have both a cigarette lighter plug and clamps, is that you could pretty much you could tap the cigarette lighter plug back into the bottom of this. Just connect your two wires back to this down here, and then have a cigarette lighter plug, and then you would be able to you'd be able to have it to where if you were in a situation where there's a cigarette lighter plug, or a situation where you have these clamps, you'd still be able to charge the battery. Which is good. And I might do that, or I might not. But, I'm usually never going to be in a situation probably that I'm going to use the cigarette lighter plug. But that's an option. Food for thought if you wanted to do something like that. So, it's a pretty good little project. I mean, if you have one of these older drills, or you run across one at a yard sale or a thrift store, you might be able to, do something like this. And this would give you an off-grid capability to charge the battery using a charger like this. So, like with this dock station that I made out of an old charger, it's a pretty good situation because I can take the cord here from the stock station, just plug it right in to this, and attach that to a battery. So that's kind of the purpose of this video, was just to show you that you could conceivably do all of this, have a capability of an off-grid, a way to charge off-grid that would still fit in the original case here, or you could use a hobby charger. So that's kind of neat. So that about wraps up this video. I'm going to put up a short video regarding this drill. I'll talk a little bit about that. But until the next video, thanks a lot for watching. Don't give up on your off-grid dreams. Take care out there. God bless.